everyone, and thank you for joining me on yet another video recipe. Now today I'm going to be teaching you how to make some Malaysian chicken curry puffs. Definitely one of my favourites. Now there's a couple of steps to this. First of all, I'm going to be making my own pastry. It's really easy, and then next all I need to do is make a filling, roll them up and cook them, and they are done. For the pastry I've got plain flour, 2 cups, which is about 300 grams. So I'm using my food processor to pulse this into breadcrumbs. If you don't have a food processor, do not worry, it's very easy just to do by rubbing it between your finger and thumbs in a big bowl. Now to the flour, I'm going to add half a block of butter. Now that is 125 grams. And I know block sizes are different in America, so anyway, it's 125 grams of butter, which is cold, and I've cut it into cubes. So whenever you're making any type of pastry, a good tip is that all the ingredients need to be cold. You need to have cold hands and a cold work surface. Alright. Now to that, a pinch of salt, and now I'm going to pulse this into breadcrumbs. So this is the consistency that you want. Just fine breadcrumbs. So now I'm going to pour 1/4 cup of cold water in. That's about 75 mils. So just pour it all in. Now we're going to keep pulsing until it begins to form a ball of dough. Or pastry, whatever you want to call it. Like that. Okay, so this is the consistency you want it to get to. It's nice and soft. So now just take all your pastry, I'm going to pop it all into a big bowl. Now you don't need to handle this too much, okay, because you don't want it to get warm, but I'll put it on here. I'm just going to bring it together, squish it into a ball, that's all you need to do. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this to chill in the fridge for about half an hour, and then we're ready to start rolling. For the filling, I've got a large onion which I've chopped up, also 3 cloves of garlic and about an inch piece of ginger, which I've all finely chopped, like so. I've got some potato which I've already cooked and chopped into bits, and also I've got 2 large chicken breasts which I cooked. I just wrapped them up in some foil and popped them in the oven for about 15 minutes, and they were cooked 15-20 minutes is enough. But they kind of like lightly steam when you do it that way. So again, I've just chopped these into small cubes. Now I'm going to heat up my wok, fry up some spices, sunflower oil. Okay, so you need a fair bit. And I'm going to add my onions, garlic and ginger into the oil. Again, I've got some meat curry powder. Now this one's a great brand, this is a Malaysian brand, but if you can't find this, then just use a meat curry powder. Right, I'm going to add a whole tablespoon of this. I want it to have lots of flavour. Now if you like really spicy, you can always add a little bit more chilli, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of some extra chilli powder. Right, so we're going to give this a good stir in. I've also got a few curry leaves, which basically are these things here. You can find them at your local Asian grocers, so I'm going to add a few of those in. They give a really lovely flavour. So we're going to leave this to cook for about 5 minutes, okay? This is the important part. You need to let your spices cook for long enough to kind of release all those flavours. And that's what it should look like when it's ready. And you can see the oil breaking through, and in Malaysian that's called pecah minyak. Now we're ready for the other ingredients. I'm going to put the chicken breast in. Smelling good, my friends. And now the potato I'm going to stir in. I'm going to add a bit of water, about half a cup of water. About 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, and also a good dash of salt. Now we're just going to leave this to simmer for about maybe 7 or 8 minutes until the liquid has started to dry out. This is what it should look like when it's ready. As you can see, there's not much juice left. Now the filling is cold. I'm just going to add the juice of half a lime to it. Okay, good. That feels nice and cold, which is what you want. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour down on the work surface and on my rolling pin. And I'm going to roll half of it to begin with and keep the other half in the fridge. Okay, that's always a good idea because then it's not going to go all warm. So you just kind of, do half at a time. It's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to roll the dough as thin as possible. Okay, this is about as thin as you want it. Okay, now we're going to cut some circles. Okay. Now I don't have a proper circle cutter, so I'm just doing that. So just keep cutting out as many circles as you can from the pastry as well. Now just don't try and overstuff these, okay? Because if you do, the filling will come out when you cook them. So a small amount in the middle. Now I've got some water here, I'm just running that around the edge and that's going to help stick it together a bit more. Make sure you squish it down properly. Okay. Start at one end. So using your kind of like your finger and your thumb, we just move the pastry round. Okay. Kind of pinch it and then fold it. Pinch and fold, 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 pinch. It's quite easy once you get into the hang of it. Then it gets a lot easier, alright? Then you can start doing quicker. Okay, we'll get the oil nice and hot. Pop it in. In they go. You just cook them now until they're golden on each side. It's not long, it's maybe like about a minute each side, no longer than that. There you go, that one's ready. So there we have chicken curry puffs, Malaysian style. I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. Please leave me your comments if you try this out. Let me know and stay tuned for plenty more recipes to come.